Hey there, welcome back. Once again, we are playing Suikoden 3. Dang, good evening. Okay, so here's where we are. And I believe we are on the side of a mountain heading into Buque with Godot and his faithful companions. Trying to rescue, basically, I think our goal is to free Buque from Harmonia. Hey! Toggle back here! I broke the magic number. I guess I'll have to keep going to get to 420 months. Oh, how are you doing? How was your stream tonight, man? I was asleep. I was asleep for all of it. I've been up for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. Anyway, I hope you had a good stream, and thank you very much. Thank you very much for continuing to support. Anyway, we're taking our team into Buque. We're gonna try to save Buque, and I'm absolutely certain when we get there, there are many surprises awaiting. Ultra Boss Slow Motion Rider. All right, cool. Enjoy your album. Had a good time doing some doodling. Drew Smidge. Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to see Smidge. You know what? We're here. We've got the game ready. Get the controller turned on. We'll switch over. We've got some Suikoden to play, so let's do it. There we go. One of these days soon, I'm gonna get over this crud. Whatever this crud is. Oh, you sent it. Oh no! Oh my goodness! Smidge might be the cutest thing of all time. Hold on. Let me see if I can throw him in here. I just drag him over here. No, I gotta save him first. Oh man. Here we go. You guys have to see this. Boom. Look at that. It's like a baby Smeech. I love it. Oh, that's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. Oh, you posted Smidge to the Smeech channel of the Discord too. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, Smidge will make an awesome sticker. Daniel, good evening. How's it going? Okay, let me turn on the projector for the game here. All right. This is where we're at. We're like 82, 83 hours into the game at this point. This might be the longest game I've played in a while. Other than feeling sick and tired, I'm doing great. Yep, I must have got everything out of there. Good, because that means he'll come back later. Oh. Did I want to go into town first real quick? What's our inventory looking like? Oh, we've got lots of space. I'm not going to worry about it. David, good evening. How's it going? Might have to redraw Smooch and do an updated Smeech to match. That would be wonderful. That would be so cool. Like that. I love the look of this. You just keep on running. Oh yeah. I just said keep on running. It reminded me this is the chapter in which Godot does not run. That's what I was told last night, and that's what we are going to remember today. Do not run away. Godot never seemed like the kind who would run away to me anyway. He definitely seems more like the stand his ground and die type than the tactical retreat kind. I'd like to think that's how he lost the eye. I have no evidence of that, but doing that drawing in the Seuss style is what got me to start doing some bigger variants in the line art. That really came through on the smidge sticker. Man, if that's the case, it looks good. It looks good. It makes a great sticker. You stand your ground and kill. Yes. Yes. So, how should we proceed, boss? Dare we go straight in? Kind of risky. Fill us in on the happenings in Buque. When I escaped, there was only about 1 unit of the Harmonian main army there. They were gathering up women and children, separating them from our soldiers. I barely escaped, but I had to leave my Ruby behind. Ruby? Yeah, my Mantor. Did he steal somebody else's Mantor? Because he's definitely arrived at the village or at Castle 3 on a Mantor. Album is awesome. Combination of electronica, alternative, and slow jazz. That's kind of a unique combo. Capcom mentioned they plan on revisiting older IPs, including Breath of Fire. That's cool. That's good news. Because Capcom has some languishing IPs. And then isn't Capcom, like, I posted in the Discord and we talked about it, or maybe I posted it on X, I don't remember. Onimusha. Isn't Onimusha a Capcom property? I'm very, very glad to see coming back. Cute name for a Mantor. Well, anyway, we should push forward. We can think about our strategy later, can't we? Yes, let's do exactly that. Let's run in before we think about our strategy, and then come up with a strategy once we've engaged the enemy. Sure. Godot is Batman. New Okami. I knew the new Okami. I did know about the Witcher 4 announcement because evidently a bunch of people were being jerks about the Witcher 4 being very, very woke just because the main character is now female. I have not played any of the Witcher games, so I don't know the characters. But as I understand it, The Witcher 3, the character got a good send-off. It was a good end to the story. And this character that is going to be the main character in Witcher 4 is a character in those games who was becoming a Witcher anyway. So it's like the obvious next evolution. And evidently, also, if you read the books, she's the main character in many of the books. I'm like, why would people be upset? I don't know. But then it turned out a bunch of people were just being upset. Not even upset, just being trolls in the chat during the announcement. And then nobody posted anything anywhere else except for people who were like mad at the trolls. And everybody else was just like, it makes sense. It's okay. Whatever. Played 20 minutes of 3. I really only know of Geralt, but the intro was him training some young girl, if I recall correctly. I've seen the first season of the show on Netflix. That's that, and I read the first book. It was okay, but then I was told not to expect the first book to be great, that because it wasn't written in English, that if you read one of the early translations, it didn't seem to come out quite right, and that the later translations are better. So I don't know, but as I understand it, if you've seen the show, the little girl that's in the show knows, I mean, not to spoil the show, but there's a little girl in the show. She's the main character in the new game. And I was like, well, that makes sense. Given the way that season 1 ended, makes total sense to me. Regular enemies we might be able to run from, but if any story gives us an option to run, we absolutely can't. Unless we have to, I probably won't run from any regular enemies either. Stands to reason perfectly. I should probably put the Witcher games on the list at some point. I own all of them. I own all 3 of them, but I've never played any of them. It sure is quiet around here. Could be a trap. We'd better keep an eye on this young man. What do you mean by that? We can't be too careful. Anything's possible. It's hard to believe someone as visible as you and your mentor could escape detection while trying to escape. You could have led us into a trap. I don't sense deception. I think he's okay. Are you 100% sure? People waiting to secretly attack are usually nervous, so they smell a little like metal. That's very interesting. Shut up. What worries me is that there are no traces of human presence. Hey, you've come over to the YouTube side. I've listened to most of the series on Audible. Siri, am I saying that right? Siri? Is it Siri? Or is it, I don't remember. Is definitely the secondary protagonist in later stories and eventually the primary protagonist. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. I want tacos. Oh, I can't even think about eating. My wife brought me home dinner, and it was so tasty. I'm so full. It's crazy. Like I almost made myself sick eating this burger. The people whining about Siri have never played the games or read the books. It's sad and pathetic. See, that's kind of what I get. But then that's what I was saying. Like, other than the people who were trolling in the announcement, there doesn't seem to be anyone actually complaining. I was missing out on all the chat. Yeah, the relay doesn't work anymore. And I haven't found a good way to replace the relay. It stinks. It makes me sad because when the relay works, it makes it so much nicer for people who want to watch it over on Twitch. People often tell me that I make them want tacos, and then they make me guilty for not having tacos on a spear. Let's go. Aren't we in a hurry? Yes, they've got Iku too, and we gotta go save the one he loves. Wait, there are actually people out there who think that? Indiana Jones has been punching Nazis since the very first movie. I mean, the Nazis were always the villains of the Indiana Jones property. What's going on here? Have they already left? Damn, where is Iku? Iku! I don't know. We're about to find out. You know, Okay. At first, let me tell you something. At first, I thought that was a giant boulder sitting on top of that building. And I was like, why would you balance this giant boulder on top of all your buildings? They're not boulders. It's essentially like a wasp nest. Because then I thought, oh, these buildings have upstairs. It's a wasp nest. Definitely some YouTube channels that will be complaining about Witcher 4 being woke, and then claiming they are sword experts who don't know how to hold a sword. That's entirely possible. I mean, well, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they do. There's going to be some channel out there who's going to find a reason to like complain about everything being woke. If they wanted to, they could complain about this game being woke. This game is not woke. Nazis deserve all the hate they get. Can we just all agree on that? I hope so. I didn't think that was something that was up for argument. Also upset over the concept of a woman Jedi? What? Like the original trilogy wasn't setting Leia up for training? There's nobody in here. See, this is where we could have a conversation. I have no problem with Leia being a Jedi. I have a problem with how Leia was portrayed as a Jedi in the movies. And I'm probably one of the few people you're going to find who considers themselves relatively a Star Wars fan, not as like steeply a Star Wars fan as some people, who actually kind of liked the new movies. There we go. That's the kind of thing you say out loud and it just drives people away from your channel forever. Nobody will buy their AI written book. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. I came in here just to see. I don't know where we're supposed to be going. I've got a feeling we're going to go up this ladder over here. So let's try that. That's Iku's house there. I didn't check that. Complaint because Peach was wearing pants in the movie trailer. Oh man, yeah, I don't get that either, because I have to tell you, I loved the Super Mario movie, the new animated movie. I love the old. Why? I guess I can't go through in this door. I'm trying and it doesn't open. I love the old one for its campiness and how terrible it is. But I absolutely love the new animated movie. And if I'm being honest, Peach was the best part of the movie. Throw down some brave words. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. The sequel trilogy is not good, but neither are the originals or the prequels. They are not good movies. They are Star Wars movies. I think that's fair. I'll even go a little bit further and say I love the original movies, and they're kind of boring. See people complain about Luke in the new movies, and I'm like, really? Luke lost everything, his students, his nephew. Why wouldn't he just cut himself off from the galaxy after that? I think this is a conversation we could have. And I don't think that people are necessarily wrong about how Luke acts in the movies. And how he's written, and in particular the fact that he brought on his own destruction. His own loneliness was a result of his own action, and it seems like an action that Luke would never have taken. That is my opinion. I felt like they shoehorned the character of Luke into doing something for the sake of the new movies, instead of doing something that Luke would have done normally, and then writing a story around who he was allowed him to fail. The internet and social media giving everyone a platform to voice their opinions made them think their opinions were valid and somehow important. What can I say? I mean, I'm a guy sitting here playing video games on the internet. I'm one of those voices who's like, does my opinion hold any meaning? Not really. But do I still say dumb things playing games on the internet? Absolutely. Bob Hoskins says Mario. He was a good Mario. Sort of. He didn't want to be Mario, but whatever. So many Star Wars fans hate me for. I have a theory that Obi-Wan Kenobi was having an affair with Luke's aunt while his uncle was away for days at a time farming for water. I would have to see your evidence for that theory. I don't know if I follow that theory. If Rey had a reason to have all the knowledge or skills she had, more than being a Mary Sue, I think people would hate it so much. Wouldn't hate it so much. No, I kind of agree with you. And I think a part of that too is we just don't get enough explanation for things that were happening behind the scene, particularly between movies. And the fact that a lot of this comes down to the fact that the people who made, like the person who made the first movie did not make the second movie. And so there was stuff lost in the original plan that just never came back. So there were definitely dropped like story threads that if we had seen those may have explained a lot. You know what was amazing Star Wars storytelling? Clone Wars, and to a lesser extent Rebels. See, and I know people who would actually put those the other direction. Like, I know people who think Rebels is the best Star Wars storytelling, followed by Clone Wars. You could literally say that about any Star Wars protagonist. Well, and that's kind of the point, right? The point was that the Skywalker lineage... Now I'm not playing games again. The Skywalker lineage was just exceptionally strong for no particularly great reason. And then we had those prequels, and there are a few things that should have been left out of them that tried to explain that away, and we didn't need that explanation. It's a customer. Everyone in the village has been taken away except for me and you, it seems. Well, that's convenient. Will you be staying? Do I need to? Yes. Godot's used up his best spells. We probably should stay. Just don't find Rey particularly interesting as a character. I thought Rey was fine as a character. And the movie that everyone hates on, the second movie, I actually thought was really good. I thought it was the best at doing what Star Wars intended to do originally, which was be a science fiction samurai film. There are things about it I don't like, but there are things about it that I think are very underrated. Not ever preaching about your beliefs or judging others for theirs. No, I hope not. When I do, I hope you'll call me out for it. We'll have that intellectual Star Wars talk sometime soon. Right on. I'm always down. I'm always down for Star Wars talk. I am not the super fan that a lot of people are, so my knowledge is limited, but I'm willing to give it a go. Take care. Have a good night. She whined a lot. She had unearned abilities, and she was as capable of reasoning as a box of rocks. That sounds like, especially Luke in the first movie. And there's nobody here, so there's no reason to go back here and look around. We just gotta figure out where to go. So much metachlorians. I have all the midichlorians. You want to buy some midichlorians? Okay. I keep forgetting how we got out of here last time. Are we going to the next area? I don't know. Let's go back up the platform. Maybe I didn't miss anything. Did I? Or I could run out. I thought there was a way to get up higher to where the man. Oh, my controller just disconnected and reconnected. There we go. Anyway, I thought there was a way to go up here and get to where the Mantor's like staging area is. And I assumed that's where everybody's at, but is it not up here? I want to remind everyone that when it came out, Empire Strikes Back was very controversial and not embraced. And now look, it's generally considered the best Star Wars movie. True. And one of the greatest sci-fi films ever made. Mount Sinai. Remember in this part, do not retreat from battle. Okay. That's what we were talking about that earlier. All right, so let's leave. Let's leave the village and go on to the next area. What if I hadn't even come in here? You know what? Oh, here's one thing we should do. I never went to Iku's house. We should try going to Iku's house just to make sure that there's not an interaction there or anything. There we go. The one building I didn't go to. I find every Star Wars movie watchable as science fiction movies, but hated Rogue One. Oh man, Rogue One was my favorite Star Wars movie. My favorite character is Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar gets a bad rap. Hey, hold on a second. Franz has left your party. Right? Like, what is his name? What is the blind guy's name from Rogue One? Because in my opinion, the blind guy from Rogue One is the best Jedi in all of the movies. And he's not even a Jedi. He might be my favorite Star Wars character. I like that Jar Jar Binks is a Sith Lord theory. I do too, actually. It actually kind of makes sense in my heart. You subscribe to the Darth Jar Jar theory? See, there you go. Damn it. It's too late. I couldn't save my people. I couldn't save anyone. How could they call me a child of Harmonia? They didn't know how I felt when I was in Crystal Valley. The town in Crystal Valley was so secure and peaceful. It drove me crazy. I never forgot about Buque while I was there. Then why give up on Buque now? Maybe you're just trying to make us feel sorry for you. Yeah, punch him. Punch him, Queen. You look mad. Huh, you think I want your sympathy? Do you think my love for Buque is just some kind of show? You're really something. Hello, everyone, come this way. What's up this time? The nose knows something new? Shut up and follow me, now. She's still one of my favorite characters in the game. Whatever my final party is, she's gonna have to be in it because I just like her character a lot. A huge Star Trek fan. I like Star Trek a lot also. As a Star Trek fan, answer a question for me that I was legitimately thinking about today. It's going to be a dumb question, so be ready. If warp speeds are exponential, and according to the Star Trek technical manuals, the energy and maintenance requirements of traveling between warps 3 and 7, the differences are almost negligible. Why is the regular traveling speed that starships go supposed to be warp 3? If there wasn't a difference, why wouldn't you just go warp 7 all the time? Like over warp 7, you start putting strain on your systems, but you can travel warp 7 almost indefinitely without straining your system at all. And if that's the case, why don't you just always go warp 7? It's like getting on the highway and the speed limit sign saying 70 and you still go 35. That was legitimately something that was going through my head today at work, and I didn't have time to look up the answer. Sci-fi agnostic. I also love Babylon 5. Amuses me the folk that hate the new ones on principle suddenly think hours of intergalactic Senate hearings are compelling. I would watch an entire show that was all about things that happened in the Senate. I would watch a Star Wars show that all takes place like Star Wars meets Taco Viking. What was that show called about the president and his like cabinet members, or West Wing? Like Star Wars West Wing? I'd watch that. I'm just a master of hijinks. Sharut. Yes, thank you. He's a Force monk. Just like seeing someone practicing the Jedi religion without being a Jedi. That's why I say, like, to me, he seemed like the most devout of the like Jedi kind of religion. Really enjoying Skeleton Crew. I hear it's great. I haven't started it yet. Deflector system and sensor speed. That's why they go that slow, because their deflectors can't keep up. More like the speed limit is 70, but your car can easily go 90. See, I didn't know that. Now, see, in the technical manual, it says like the wear on your systems, or the wear on the, well, I guess it's probably just talking about the warp system itself. So that could be explaining it. The wear on the warp system at warp 7 versus warp 3 is almost nothing. But that, like I said, that could just be the warp system it's talking about. The deflectors and stuff like that. That would make more sense if they had to work harder to keep up. Warp speed creates plasma holes in the fabric of space the faster you go back and forth between one area and another. Really? See, that I don't think I remember that either. Love to watch Star Wars West Wing, especially if it was written by Aaron Sorkin. Wouldn't that be cool? What is it? He just landed here on the back of a Mantor. His wound isn't too bad, but... Hey, it's Rick. Franz leans over and he's like, hey, it's Rick. And in my head, the thing that the words that go off are, of all of the fantasy names they could have picked for the guy whose Mantor dropped him off here half dead, this dude's name was Rick. Like, oh no, it's Bob. Are you all right? Where is everybody? Franz? They're all at the altar of the insect trainers. They said it was a ritual to obtain a true rune. What's he talking about? That's all I know. I barely got away. Rick, pull yourself together. Come on. Rick's like, dude, I'm not laying on the ground because I want to. I'm laying here because I fell off the back of a mantor.
I put him to bed for now. As Jacques said, the wound isn't bad, but he's totally exhausted. He'll be fine with some rest. Now we know where everyone is, right? Just another lucky escapee. Or could he be another lure? One can't believe everything one hears.
I don't want you to be right. You are right, but I don't want you to be right.
If it's a trap, let us fall into it for once. I'm developing an interest in what the masked bishop has to say about his ambitions.
Oh no. Can't we get Mantors to fly us there? I don't want to have to walk up that mountain again.
You think we'll all fit on the back of that one bug?
Well, I really want to see that. I want to see them all, like in a cutscene, on the back of one Mantor, and like two of like Ace like hanging off and like holding on to one leg. That's what I want. Is it a big chunk of Babylon 5 to Star Wars? It was written by Aaron Sorkin. Wait, I thought it was Star Trek, but yes. Warp breaks space. I remember that episode. They learned it because all the traffic had to go through a certain area. I don't remember that episode, but now I need to watch it. It's about time for me to do a Star Trek rewatch. Just sit down and just watch every episode. That'd only take a couple of years. A character named Rick feels like it invokes the Tiffany effect. It just... Rick, no, Rick, you're dying. Oh, wait, no, you're not. Oh, let me kick you a little bit. So there we go, more drama. I gotta have another cough drop. I'm going through these cough drops like they're candy. It's kind of sad. It's sad. Okay, I guess we're going for a little jog. Come on. There we go. What? Now let's go to Mount Sinai. It might be possible, yes. The only like prohibiting factor is probably the fact that it's not that much bigger than they are. It may have the strength to carry them. Balancing the entire team on its back might be the tough part. You got like Godot sitting in the saddle with like Joker on his shoulders. Ace like grabbing onto a leg. Ayla sitting on the back like barely hanging on. Maybe it's carrying Queen by the back of her jacket in its little jaws. I don't know how it would get Jacques there, but whatever it was, it would definitely be dignified. Jacques isn't going no undignified. Actually, Jacques wouldn't be riding. Jacques would be like, you guys ride the bug and I'll meet you there. And somehow he'd mysteriously beat them there because that's who Jacques is. Here we go again. I love that these two fight all the time, but they're definitely best friends. You have to be careful. You never know what's inside.
Shut up. Let's get going. Are you with us or not?
I'm with you. Tactile telekinesis like Superman, so they don't have to worry about tensile strength issues of the people and can stack them easily. It's like the world's largest buck game, and they're like all just stacked on top of each other's shoulders flying through the sky. In the Star Trek episode Force of Nature, two alien scientists convince Captain Picard that sustained warp travel is damaging subspace. As a result, the Federation bans speeds of warp 5 or higher. Okay, thank you. See, this is exactly why I asked the question. Because this was weighing on me at work today. I obviously didn't remember this episode. I knew there had to be an answer, though. Let's go ahead and save here. Evoke, to bring a feeling, a memory, or an image into your mind. As opposed to invoke or convoke. These are all different vokes. Causing wormholes and empty spots in space. That's wonderful. You know what that probably means? Some writer was like, we've got to come up with a reason why this is always happening. Why we don't just travel at warp 10 constantly. Although later, don't they later experiment with a subspace drive that doesn't just warp space, it literally sends them, like tesseracts them through subspace. Miss anything important? Oh, just conversation about warp speeds. Nothing super important. Oh, you missed Rick. Well, maybe you were still here when Rick was here. We got to meet Rick, the new most important character in Suikoden 3. Secretly, he's the main reason the story continues. Warp 5 Plus is only for emergencies after that. See, these are the things that I should know as a giant nerd that somehow I've just not picked up on. Like the episode when Q explains how incredibly boring omniscience is. I always assumed that was why Q does everything he does. Because he's nigh omnipotent and he's just looking for fun. Shouldn't revoke mean to call again? I suppose that argument could be made. I don't... Depending on the roots, maybe? As in, like, replay. The Tiffany effect is the feeling that something is anachronistic even when it's not. Why in future episodes of Star Trek they use space folding? Oh, it's space folding that they use. Never really my thing. We kind of just diverged for a minute because of some random thoughts I had while I was working today. I spent most of my day watching blue bars scroll across a screen because I'm resetting a whole bunch of MacBooks. And when you watch blue bars for an entire day, it's you have some weird random thoughts. The Borg had artificial wormholes until the crew of the Voyager used them to get home and then destroyed them. Man, that wasn't very nice. I mean, I guess I can see why you would want to do that. Quit Star Trek after Enterprise. So here's my weird opinion that nobody will agree with. I really liked Enterprise. I had a lot of fun with Enterprise. I actually really enjoyed it. Transwarp, the ability to create stacked warp bubbles. Oh man. Queen Zelda stars over on, since you guys can't see the Twitch chat. Q gets schooled by Cisco and DS9 and never seen again. Oh, I liked Q, but a part of that was just John Delancey. I like John Delancey a lot. And I actually have several audiobooks that are read by him. But Q getting schooled by Cisco doesn't shock me. I always felt like Cisco and Janeway had very unique like personalities when it came to how they acted. I could have seen either one of them schooling Q. Like I always felt like Picard always felt like he was trying to connect on some level to Q. And Cisco didn't seem like the kind who would he wasn't gonna brook Q's crap, you know? And I don't think Janeway would have either. But I will say this, I never got to watch all of Voyager. Voyager was on during a time when I didn't have TV. Blessed chainmail. I think we've got like 100 of those. Yes. Enterprise was the one with Scott Bakula as the captain. Is that what happens? See, that's what I said. I did never watch all of Voyager. What I did see of it, I always liked Janeway as a captain because she just seemed like she wasn't a derivative of any other captain. So I always liked her. I just never got to watch the whole show. This should be it. This is the deepest we're going to get inside this cave. We'll be back to chat in just a second. Oh, there they are. Rick did not lead us astray. Thank you, Rick. Did some research on fictional representations of the Alcubierre drive. Am I saying that right? I was working on a sci-fi book back in the day. Q and Janeway were friends. Can't hear the pronunciation of the actor's name, but every time I see him, I just call him Q. Fair enough. That's what he was known for. I think I had actually heard him do audiobooks. No, he definitely played Q before I heard his first audiobook. But I think I've heard audiobooks that he recorded before he played Q later. Aunt Janeway. They weren't friends. He was the unwanted suitor. Franz! Are you alright, Iku? Oh no! Oh, hello, invisible force field. What is this? They put us inside this force field, but we can still hear them talk from inside. You know, I didn't like Luke that much in the first two games, but I didn't want to necessarily kill him. And now I'm like, Luke is just purely evil at this point, and I kind of just can't wait to stab him in the face. Enterprise has my place as being one of the past documentation records, but I prefer TNG and beyond. Picard hated Q and found Troy's mother painful. I was never certain that was the case. I always thought Picard liked to make us think that he found Troy's mother painful, but did he? A lot of really important Q lore developments in Voyager. One of the Q dies. They have a civil war over death, and then they have a baby Q. See, these are things I didn't know. Because I've probably seen, honestly, all total, less than one season of Voyager. And the only episode I really even remember is one where they find dinosaurs, or people who are descended from dinosaurs. They became a little friendly. Q was always a flawed concept, but a lot of fun. Alcubierre. That might be something I have to look up. Watched up until Boobs of 9 came in when it went to cable. Came back later, so I saw the Q ending. So I missed most of Voyager myself. That was kind of how she appeared in all the magazines back then, yes. It was like they thought the show wasn't sexy enough. I don't know. I never really... I mean, I won't say that she wasn't an attractive woman, but I never really found her that attractive. What's hard to pronounce about John Delancey? I don't know. I hope I pronounce it right. I assume I pronounce it right. Welcome, everyone. I've been waiting for you. Here we go. Here we go. Godot's like, you know what, Luke? Let's have this out. Thanks for the kind invitation. Oh, get out the ballista, man. That is more than a crossbow. You knew we were going to be here? I have a question to ask. Why are you trying so hard to get the true runes? What do you want with them? It should be easy for Holy Harmonia to get the runes simply by defeating the Grasslands and Zexen simultaneously. That is quite true, but the results would be completely different from what I intend. I had secretly hoped all this time that mask that he wore for like the first 3/4 of the game was the reason he was evil. No, it was just so that we didn't know it was Luke. The Alcubierre Drive is the real-world conceptual FTL engine based on real math that could be a warp drive. Ooh. I think Picard loves Q and Troy's mom, but he really can't stand being around Troy's mom too much. Well, that's understandable. She's kind of a handful. Loxana Troy. Loved to use mind reading to make fun of Picard. It was her way of flirting with him. Oh, just one. There are words like that. There are words where you've seen them written, but you've never heard them out loud, and you're like, I've only ever read that word before. I have no idea how it's pronounced. Friend who enjoys Star Trek thought Voyager was done with too much time travel. Time travel did start to kind of be a thing that was, in my opinion, poking holes in Star Trek. And now I haven't watched any of the later stuff at all. None of it. Picard, I haven't seen. Discovery, I haven't seen. Whatever other new shows they have, I've not seen any of that yet. So I don't know if those things, if time travel is still there and still a big part of the story. I probably should watch them soon. So what do you intend? You should know. Since you yourself bear a true... Luke, all you want is a true rune so you can be immortal? Living an empty life, driven only by the rune? Are you also a true rune bearer? Yes, I was born with it. So it wasn't Maybelline. I have never in my life felt the real world with my own hands. Oh wait, so I'm really confused now. These are things that I don't think we really got on Luke's character before. Since I was born, I have only seen the empty and lifeless faces of others, mortals, the ephemeral. How about you? That does kind of explain his aloofness in the first two games. Have you ever felt like you were part of the real world? Honestly, now? Loxana married Odo? I don't remember that. To save her baby at the time, they were cute. If Troy's mom can read Picard's mind, that means that generic Beta Z telepaths are more powerful than the most powerful human. Well, does that mean that? Because I thought Loxana Troy was supposed to be an exceptional
telepath. Like, she was not the average for their species. like aspartame. Have you heard it? I heard somebody say aspartame the other day, and it almost cracked me up. Immortality. It is a Is it a blessing or a curse? Each people differ. It's a blessing. Sorry, I have a monk moment there in my head. It's a blessing and a curse. I don't have time to talk about the past. I see. Let's talk business then. I want your true rune, not for Harmonia, but for myself.
Wait, does Luke want all of the true? Is that what he's doing? He's like, I want them all. I want all of the true runes gathered in one place in me. Beat you to the Maybelline joke. I didn't want to live this long. I can't even imagine having to live forever. I was convinced, for a good portion of my life, I was convinced I was only going to live to be 33 years old. I have no idea when I started believing that, but I genuinely believed it. I genuinely thought that because Jesus lived to 33, I was only going to live to 33, and that was good enough. I'm significantly older than 30. And if you've been in the stream for the last week or two, you know that I'm 48 years old now. Didn't manage to keel over at 33. Now I have to pay back all that debts and stuff. If I had left this world at 33, I would never have had to pay those things back. This is one of the techniques I learned from my mentor. It connects. Wait, your mentor who was... Is he talking about his mentor from the first two games who was like the ultimate good in those games? It connects this world with another one. I need to use it because it is becoming difficult to deploy the army. We're all immortal, better choose wisely. Fair enough. I'm making a Professor X joke. I must have missed that. Sorry. Oh, okay. It went way over my head, man. I had to go back and think about it, and now I get it. It just went over my head at the time. That's what happens when I'm trying to keep up with chat and the story in the game and like all this dialogue and stuff. Mama Troy is pretty high, but there's a guy who could link with Tin Man for him. It was painful. Really, you did? That's crazy. 2 years older? It's this whole getting older thing, it's not the most fun thing, is it? I'm glad that I didn't, die at 33. But sometimes getting older is a little hard. You will know Luke's answer later, what he's thinking about. Luke's gonna become good again, isn't he? He is. Luke's gonna get his redemption arc, or we're gonna find out he's being controlled this whole time, or something crazy. I can't believe that Luke is just the bad guy, just for the sake of being the bad guy. Okay. What have we got? We've got mirages, we've got salamanders, and we've got Sarah and Luke. And Sarah's a healer. We do have ranged, and so it would probably be good to have the ranged attacks, or ranged go after Sarah up front. But we are also going to need to use our defensives, I think. Take immortality over anything else. Used to being alone sometimes, and I really want to fully explore the universe. The problem with immortality is there is a law. I don't remember what the law is called, but you can look it up. The longer you live, the closer the chances of you being buried alive become to 100%. Willing to be immortal, but only if I can get a nanocloud robot body upgrade. Otherwise, I might end up stuck in the core of a newly formed planet for eternity. There you go. 100% buried alive. May not, but sometimes it's funny to see everyone's reaction to stuff. True. In some ways, that old me was gone by about 33.
that's after my NFE, when this prodigal waved the white flag. That's cool. I mean, I don't know. I can't say that 33, like that I changed. That my old life was gone at 33. I can, however, say that the life I'm leading now and the life I led then are not the same. I'm not the same person that I was back then. And thank goodness. Luke has 2 Charizards. Is that what those are? They look smaller than I would have thought a Charizard would be. The Mirages can actually hurt too. Oh wait, Godot. Godot, you've got some fun stuff. That's gonna hit a lot of people. Go for that. That ought to be fun. We can go for battle or hold on. What's our Mother Earth? Canopy defense protects allies from all magic. And then earthquake. Half of those aren't land-based. Cure all status and field effects. Protects 1 pair from all. I wish Vengeful Child was an AoE. This could be big. Oh, sorry, I meant ND, so near-death experience. There can be only one. Wait, you think they will bring Highlander back? A Henry Cavill reboot of Highlander? Oh, because they're making a new movie with him, aren't they? Having a French guy play a Scot, so the Scot can play a Spanish guy. There can be only one, and that one is Adrian Paul. I liked that show for so long when it was on, and sometime in the last couple of years, I went back and tried to watch it. And I do not feel that it holds up very well. Well, I think half my party's dead. Yes, half my party is definitely dead. So the way I started this fight was not the best way to approach this. Didn't the wide insult too much? I at least try to confront things with face value. Well, I'm glad that I mean, that means that I've changed a lot just in the last, like, 7 or 8 years, right? Oh, way to cast now. You're a little late. You have to take on Luke all by yourself now. Good job. I guess Joker can help. This did not go well for me. this did not go well for me in any way whatsoever. What can you do? You can water. All right, the 2 of you, you've got this. You've got this in the bag. You go for it. You shoot Luke in the face. Go on, you can do this. He's supposed to begin filming new Highlander next year. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Legit watching the Raven spinoff about Amanda. Oh, regret watching. I never watched it, so I didn't know. There's an awful lot of magic damage going on here. I don't like this. And Luke can just suddenly summon Leviathan out of nowhere. Buque's OP. But look at that one damage. What is going on? She's like, you know what? Bring it. See if I care. I don't. Good chunk. It only protects from, it's supposed to protect from all magic, but just once. Did you say who's Henry Cavill? Really? Regretting to watch Ellen DeGeneres' comedy Netflix special because it's so tone deaf. I didn't even know she had a Netflix special. I haven't watched any of her comedy in, since she had her own sitcom, not her own show, because she's had her own show for a while, but since she had her own sitcom. Well, he's got I forgot. Luke has a blue gate rune. That's where all this is coming from. Okay, so we lost. If you won't hand it over, I'll seize it myself. I won't let you. I am not asking your permission. We have a special procedure for doing this in Harmonia. It's a particularly painful technique, or so I hear. Sarah? I want to reload and try that again. Unleash the Fury Mitch. I do not know where that's from. Poor man's Henry Cavill. Oh, I didn't catch the misspelling earlier. After her downfall from TV, don't bother. Okay, I probably wouldn't. I just don't have enough. I wouldn't have had time anyway, probably. So I'm glad that somebody saved me from accidentally wasting a probably what, hour and a half. I only need one of the other 5 elemental runes. Fire, water, earth, or lightning to collect them all. The true wind rune that I bear will upset the balance when combined with the true earth rune, allowing me to seize your rune. I thought I would leave the true earth rune to the end, but I suppose I have no choice. Come on, Sarah, betray him. No. Get up, Godot. Godot! Boss? He'll get flicked then. No! It is a line from the movie Road Trip. Ah, there we go. So wait, did he get it? Now the true lightning rune is in my hand. Since you bore the rune for so long, its power hasn't left you entirely. So you will live on for now, but eventually you will die. Perhaps you will see this as a blessing, Godot. I wonder if all this would happen if you won the fight. Or if it changes based on what happens. I almost forgot. I'll leave a little present for you outside. I'd like you to extend your stay here a little longer. Lucky we have a lightning rune, right? Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. Love to see you kick. I know it's got to have been possible to win that fight. And then most likely you win, but then the same stuff still happens anyway. It's a MacGuffin moment. Thank God. That weird thing is finally gone. Iku, are you all right? I couldn't protect you. That's okay, Franz. I want them to get married. Have a ceremony right now. He just needs to say, I've been wanting to say I love you this whole time, and I'm too like stubborn to do it. Come on, Franz. Can you save the sentimentality for later? We have to get out of here. Have we made it? We're not sure. It depends on what kind of present Luke left for us. All these people gonna stay here and we're just gonna leave without them? I can sense something outside. All right, we're just gonna leave them here. It seems weird. It was one of those can't win for losing game moments. Yeah, I hate those. I really do. When my feeling is if you're going to have a fight that you can't win, it should end almost immediately. Like there was no reason to even have multiple rounds of that fight. You should get in. You should have one round. At the end of the round, the main villain should use some great big thing and just end it so that you know for sure that you didn't have a chance. Man, we got no heals from Goro this time. What's that about? We're gonna use up all our healing. That's fine. We have more healing than we ever need. Although I probably didn't need to fully heal, because if we got into any little fights before we got back to the opening of the cave, we'd have been good. Oh no, we're not gonna have any chance for little fights. Being defeated does that. Do not retreat. Do not retreat. We will not retreat. You see his farewell present anywhere? I think I do. Wait, these guys are just dudes. We've fought 100 of these guys. Oh, here's his present. Come on, Jacques. Yeah, this is nothing. Gaudy and tasteless. I was hoping for a new scarf. Never seen or read Game of Thrones. I hear most of the show is good. My personal opinion, don't bother with the books. I thought he was just another fantasy author. Jacques, it's the thought that counts. And I guess he was very thoughtful. He left more than enough for everyone. Shall we then? Uh-huh. I don't mind dying for a change. Not me, thanks. Yeah! Now we're talking. Wait. Do I want to... Do I want to save my magic? Is it going to just get worse? We'll use Baranda Hawk. That hits everyone anyway. Perhaps today is a good day to die. Can heal that up. There's not enough left. Let's just auto them. Looks like we're the old movie quotes mood tonight. Yes, sometimes we get there. The books are better if you don't do audiobooks. Roy Dotrice was not an exciting audiobook narrator. I don't know who will narrate now that he has passed. That might explain it, because I listened to the first book and it was like, it was very close to like listening to a textbook. I was like, why do people love this so much? Why do people love this series? It was so boring. Lady Zelda, it's been a long time since I last played Suikoden 3, to be honest. You should give it another play. I'm having such a good time with it. Although a part of me doesn't want to finish it because everybody keeps saying 4 is not going to be very good. Look, more of them. Go ahead, old man. Are you talking to me? It looks like basically the same fight again. True Rage Rooms. Good evening. 4 is a game for sure. It's a game. I'm hoping. Sorry. I'm hoping that it's not as bad as a lot of people have told me to expect. And the first 3 have just been so good. I'd have to plug out my PS2. Oh, so you've got an original. You got it on PS2. I wish I had a copy here to put in a PS2. I'd love to play it on the original hardware. Wait, did that thing just fly apart and then go back together? So you're playing 4 now? Lady Zelda, you personally liked Suikoden 4. See, I'm hoping that it's going to be better than a lot of people say it is, and that I'll really find a way to enjoy it. He was an 80-year-old classically trained Shakespearean actor when he started narrating them. And that was back when audiobooks were still primarily accessibility technology. Hey, Bash, thank you for the reminder. Don't retreat until someone saves you. I could do this all day. Damn, they might be too much for us to handle. Be careful. Here they come again. Let's be honest here. Ayla could solo it all. If she turned it up to 11. And Ayla and Jacques together, they could take on armies. I don't know why I like Jacques so much. But man, there's something about his character that I just absolutely love. You know what? Don't shoot him. Shoot the giant salamander. It's not a bad game, just not a great Suikoden game. Ah, okay. That's good to know. That kind of helps me think better of it then. Did Kingdom Hearts steal that design? Which design? Oh, Suikoden 1 through 4, Tactics, and the DS time. How is Tactics? I hadn't intended to play Tactics, but I like Tactics style games. So I might need to add it to the list. The screen is far too cracked to smash. Oh, sounds like you smashed it one time too many. Can I pet it like it's a very good puppy? Yes, you may. In Suikoden 4, if prompted to go on, assume you'll miss something if you just go on. Good advice. I will keep that in mind. Oh, the floating armor that comes apart to attack. I don't know if that was stolen or if that might be like a... Well, you'd probably know better than I would. If that's like a kind of a trophy monster style character. From, particularly from, you know, Japan. I don't know. Wow. We must not be actually having between battles because we're kind of hurting. And so we must not be healing between battles. We're going to throw out some water runes here. Everybody gets heals. Maybe we'll throw out a heal here. He's kind of slow. He never got a chance to cast. In my experience. But I'm bummed. Did Roy Dotrice play on Frasier once? I don't know. Personally, I liked it a lot. I also like tactics games. I might have to add it to the list. The armor that breaks apart to attack was actually an enemy in Suikoden 1. You're right. You're right. Ayla does have a shield heal, and it's a whole lot faster than Joker's water heal. I should have used it. Whew. Whew. The last time we were driven to the edge was at Battle in the Outlands. This one seems a little too similar. You said it. But it's kind of exciting to face monsters, don't you think? What are we going to do, boss? It doesn't look like we can wipe them out. I think we'd be better off. Hold on there. Are you implying we should run away and leave the townspeople to fend for themselves? Never. Think of it this way. If we stay here and die, there's no way that they'll survive either. No, that's not fair. In battle, strategy based on pure calculation is often better than relying on human emotions. It may not be nice, but it's the best way, you know? Oh, Jacques' not going to voice it. He's just going to silently both agree and disagree because this is what's going on in Jacques' head. Jacques is going, you're right. You're not wrong. That said, I'd rather die. Return to the room, leave the townspeople behind. We can't just run away. Yeah, a firebringer can't abandon the townspeople, I guess. He'd lose face fast. The script really wants you to retreat. It does. I can tell. It gives you two different retreat options. Here they come again. All right, we did get heals after that fight a little bit, so that's good. We can still use a heal, though. And since this time we've got plenty of time, that's just a pair. That's all allies, but we can only do it 2 more times. Maybe we'll use... Oh, we also have air. We also have air magic, which I think... Doesn't air magic have a heal also? Or wind? Healing wind. All right. Blessing it is. That's all we need. I would like to be fully healed at some point soon. Animated armor is a pretty common trope, so I'm not sure on floating armor in general. It definitely is now, but also obvious. Character design is obvious. Just on 1 through 4 digitally on PS3. When I looked, you can so you may have been able to at one time. You can no longer buy, because I own 1 and 3 on PlayStation 3. Suikoden 2, you can no longer purchase on your PlayStation 3 for some random reason. I have no idea. I think you can actually get 3 and 4 still, but for some reason, 2 is not available anymore. Because I actually purchased the rest of them, what was available, from my PS3 when we started the playthrough of 1. Right after, and I wish I had thought about it before, because then we wouldn't have had to worry about the emulation. On the discs and the Suikoden 4 art book. That's sweet. Shredding is AoE. That's true. I could have used it. Oh, Daniel, you got another 6 hours of work ahead of you? I'm sorry. Oh, so wait, there's going to be a character so good in Suikoden 5 that if I lose her, I'm going to want to quit playing? Should head to bed. I've got the market tomorrow. Yep. It's I have to admit, especially with being sick the last couple of weeks, streaming and then getting up at like 6. I've been able to push it to about 6:45. For work, like being back in the office has been really not easy sometimes. This won't do. We will either end up cornered or use up all our energy fighting. Either way, our future seems dim to me. We can't just run away. It's tough to be a good guy. Exactly. All right, everybody, hang in there. We've got this. We will fight more. We will fight monsters forever. It would help if I felt like the rest of the people were trying to get out while we were trying to hold this group. I'm just scared of using my magic, if I'm being completely honest, because I'm a little worried I'm going to end up in a big fight and need it. Story. I pity her. No. Oh man. You guys know how to build up a game. You guys know how to build up a game and make me ready to, like, because now I'm like, I gotta get through this game so we can get to the next one and the next one and the next one. And I'm already committed to the side quest that we have to take between this game and 4. It's my problem. 10.5 hours in already. So wait, are you going to be done for the week after this? Because you've already put in a ton of hours this week. Soon I will have no obligations and will be able to stream all the time. When does the market you're doing now end for their season? Oh, wow. Made more tips earlier tonight than the last 2 days combined. Congrats on that. All right. Taco Viking. For those of you who are not aware, Taco Viking does all the speech artwork for the channel. He's done, when over on Twitch, he did my emotes. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. And he did all of the animations you see pop up when somebody on Twitch follows or whatever. Those are actually active on YouTube too. It's just much more rare that someone subscribes while we're live than it is for them to subscribe when we're offline. But also, he's my brother. So, and you can check him out. Taco Viking Studios, both here on Twitch or on YouTube, and live over on Twitch on Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Is that right? Like 7 p.m. Suikoden story builds really well. I mean, so far, yes, absolutely. Oh no, I let Queen die. Whoops. Oops, I probably should have been watching that closer. Oh, so I'm not even gonna say goodbye because I just read that message from Taco Bike. He said he's gonna close out the stream as soon as he finished writing the message. Surely someone's gotta come save us soon. Queen will be back in the next fight with 1 health. 24 hours of holiday pay for Christmas and Christmas Eve. That's pretty good. It's not gonna compete with my 2 weeks of paid vacation for the holidays. But I won't brag. I did. That was just a brag. I'm sorry. I've been unemployed for 2 years, and I've like started back to work and then work for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks. And then to have 2 weeks off for vacation is, I feel the third luckiest thing that's ever happened in my life. You know, after my wife actually agreeing to go out with me and having children. Pretty fortunate. Damn. Boss, this might be it. Not here. Damn. I said we can't just run away. Ah! Oh, it got very close very fast. Ayla! Wow! It punches her in the face. Or at least she thought it was going to. And then what is this? Oh no! A spear! Who is that? Who was that? Look who it is! It's our nemesis, our rivals. Also our saviors, suddenly? Long time no see, Godot. You shouldn't keep all the fun for yourselves, you know. Duke, how'd you find us here? Our orders were to arrest a priest for treason. Looks like we missed him. Just seeing you falter was reward enough. Damn. Does anyone else feel like there's a little more rivalry between the two of them than like more subtextual rivalry between these two women than what we see on the surface? I feel like we've been getting that throughout the game. Like there's something going on in their backgrounds that I feel I've missed out on until just now. Godot, you seem to be in trouble. We can lend you a hand if you beg us to. Okay, yes. Please help us. I'm not above begging. Wait a minute. Is it okay to say please help us? That's not running away, right? That's just accepting help when help's there. I'm a unicorn, which is why I subbed when you were alive. Exactly. The people who sub on YouTube while I'm live, I appreciate them twice as much. I appreciate all of the subs anywhere, but I always like to see that. I always like to see the thing pop up. I always like to see the thing pop up. Yeah. That's just me not paying attention. I still love you, Queen. I didn't pay enough attention when you were low in hit points. Never had any kids, kind of glad about it, to be honest. I'm not one of those people who's like, you should have kids. If you choose not to have kids, that's your choice. And honestly, if you're happy that way, I'm happy for you, because I will tell you, raising kids is not easy, and I've not always been a great husband or father, and so my wife did a lot of the work, and I thought I was doing my job by going to work. You know, like, oh, go to work, make the money. That's what you're supposed to do. For a long time. I got a lot better. As I got older and kind of grew up, I feel like I got better. My wife makes me feel like I got to be better at that. But it's definitely not for everyone. And my kids, I'm never going to push them to have children. I'm never going to be like, when are you guys going to have kids? I know people who can be perfectly happy their entire life never having kids, and good for them. Good for you if you want kids and you can have them. I do feel for people who can't have them and want them, and I feel like we should do everything we can to help them out. But they should just they should, right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is there might be some subtext there that totally flew over my head earlier. It's possible that is the case. Never in my entire life tipped a server or business for their services. I figured that I already paid for the meal. Unless we're dating, then I shouldn't have to pay you. See, I tip all the time. I'm a tipping mindset American, and I tip. I've worked in too many jobs where I lived off tips, and so I try to tip in the 20% range most of the time. I'm usually a tip unless they prove they didn't deserve it type of person. Accepting help isn't running. That's what I was thinking. Please help us. See here, Daniel, where I'm at, I believe now our servers have to be paid at least minimum wage, and tips are on top of that. So there is at least that. Where I'm at, that's probably not the law, like the case in every state, I'm sure. This is who we were waiting for anyway. Please help us. I know we beat you up like 4 times earlier in the game, but we need help. What a surprise! I never thought you'd say those words, Godot. Enough, Duke. Are you here to help or harass? Help, but only because your boss asked so politely. I actually like these guys. I always thought they were frenemies right from the start. It is the fault of business, America's practices. We got into the tipping mindset because somehow we got convinced that it was okay for business owners to allow us to subsidize underpaying their employees. Kids can be a pain in the booty. My poor mother and mother-in-law wanting kids. Oh well, their problem, right? It is. Being a server, really? I don't know. I could say from the few jobs that I've had where I worked with female servers, that it was possible that sometimes they made better tips because of the ability to like flirt and stuff like that. On the other hand, the kind of stuff that female servers have to put up with on a regular basis sucks. Like there are a lot of times where I worked with female servers who put up with things I would never have put up with from customers. I also don't tip though, but I don't go to places where people live off tips. $4.25 for serving shifts. Wow. All right. We'll go free the townspeople while they take care of the monsters. That sounds like retreating. Yes, sir. Oops. They're tougher than I thought. Duke has joined, which spices up the stew. Absolutely. Nicholas has joined. Gao has joined. Gao? Here I go. Watch how I fight. He's pretty keen on the whole thing. Elaine has joined. No cowards allowed. Achievement earned. Rescue the Buque villagers and gain a ton of friends. Tips is not wages. True. Literally the third day in my life I've served, and I very frequently told servers at my last job they weren't even worth their $2. Oh man. Wow. Get exponentially higher tips generally. And that, like I said, that could be true, but I would not want to put up with the things that some of them have to put up with. I think in a lot of cases they earn their tips. Not that I think male servers don't earn their tips. They do, absolutely. Anyone who's serving earns. If you live off your tips, you work to earn your tip, or you don't and you don't get tipped, and then you find a new job. But in general, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm just saying, if you work in a service industry, you're stronger than I am. You're a better person than I am, because I couldn't do it. So good on you. I wish I had the kind of heart that you had. Actually, really ticked me off after long enough. I worked much harder, but never got close to their tips. It wasn't a job a man could keep. So when I served, I never worked as like a waiter, but I have worked in service industries, and I did a lot of delivery stuff. In delivery, everyone makes about the same because you don't have time to convince people to tip you more. Why are there minimum wages if there are wages below them? Almost everybody would like to know the answer to that question. It's kind of ridiculous that still happens. We're pretty good at pretending to be professionally nice, getting decent tips, managing at Burger King. Boss, I let the villagers return to the town first. I still have to keep going, because if I don't, we're not going to get through this. Duke seems to be looking for loot inside. Then let's get in on the action. Sure. Yeah, the typical minimum wages for jobs that don't get tips. If we didn't want to have the tips, and that's, like I said, that's because we convinced ourselves it was okay to allow employers to let customers subsidize the wages on people who serve. You think employers, the people who run places where people get tips, didn't lobby to have those exemptions from the laws? There are minimum wage laws, and they had to work to get exemptions from those laws to keep from having to pay minimum wage. If the film server flirts too much with the hubby, I'd be upset. He's a pharmacist, so a lot of people know him. It's hard to share. Incredibly broken system is the short answer. Indeed. I can be honest. Getting flirted with has never been a problem I've had to worry about. It's one of those things that just doesn't happen. If you're a handsome man, you can get big tips. Serve the old rich lady. Again, something I'd never have to worry about. Oh, when you return, Godot, they'll treat you like a hero. Godot doesn't want to be a hero. A hero, huh? Maybe he does. Maybe he's thinking, okay, my outlook has changed because I no longer have a true rune. Maybe I do want to be known as a hero when I die. It's possible. Okay, are we going back? I'm assuming we're going back to Buque. When servers are being heard quite loudly just gabbing away in a packed restaurant and get people their food cold, they aren't worth their pay. I would agree with you. I guess maybe I've just been fortunate and those cases have been few and far between for me, but I don't really eat. I don't eat out that I eat in a restaurant real often. So I can see that. I don't experience it much. Even on delivery, the women did better, but thankfully I did a little better on delivery. I think it's because they'll have it ready before seeing I'm a dude. That could be. You want to know what's really funny? I learned this a long time ago. If you're going to do deliveries, especially food deliveries, the most important part of getting a tip is how you give people their change. That was back when we used to take cash. A lot of places don't take cash anymore. You know your tip before you even deliver now. We thank you greatly. We were waiting for you, Firebringer, to liberate us someday. We've been occupied by Harmonia for over 50 years, but we've never forgotten about the Grasslands, our home. Yes, we're eternally grateful to you. And for that, we're going to give you one of our cool hats. Please say that. Please give us a cool hat. We won't be bullied by that Harmonian brat anymore. If he likes Harmonia so much, he shouldn't stay in Buque. Are they talking about Franz? Oh yeah? Say that to my face. Franz, come on. You're supposed to be a soldier. You couldn't even hit that guy? We need to teach this one where his loyalties should lie, Harmonia lover. Are you kidding me? No telling what that traitor will do. We'd better tie him up. He's the one who brought us to rescue you. Take you back into the cave and leave you there. Stop it, please. He is a Buque native, and he helped us. Move over, Iku. Are you taking the Harmonian side? Stop talking nonsense. Franz actually... Stand aside, Iku. They'll never evolve. They'll make you pay too if you don't back off. Franz, you don't need to be alone in this. I want to help you this time. Good grief, Franz. Pull your head out of your... wherever it's at and figure out that she's in love with you too. The two of you belong together. Please excuse us. This is so embarrassing. We'll have this traitor tied up at once. Yeah, Godot, lay him out flat. Yes. Why not? He was working for the Harmonians. And what were you doing all this time? Well, you did nothing. You just watched and waited while someone else did all the work. What have you done for Buque and everyone in it? A coward has no right to condemn someone else. What do you mean by pride? How precious is your belief without the backbone to accomplish something? Now he doesn't want to be a hero anymore. Sad. Boss? Why did you do that? You should have stuck with bragging about how famous you are. You know, it's just not in my nature. I may be too serious for my own good. Godot, you are not Smeech. What's wrong with that? Uh-huh. You're not Smeech. Few people can be. Franz has joined. Does Iku join? Yes, Iku has joined. And also Ruby has joined. Wait, Ruby is Franz, Whoa, where are we? What's going on? Why does it want me to go to Chris? Whoa, this is unexpected. Okay. I feel like I missed quite a bit of chat while I was reading. Wow, I missed a lot of chat. Where are we? Got some lawn care. That's how far back we went. I've missed like almost 10 minutes. $350 for 45 minutes worth of work, and they had the gall to ask for a tip. That does seem like a lot to be asking for a tip on top of, especially if they were working for themselves. If they were working for someone else, maybe I could understand, but try leaving a nice tip when my mom and I eat at the Chinese buffet. I'll always leave a tip on the table. I've left tips on tables at McDonald's though. The old ladies aren't the one with the money, not tipping at a buffet. I do. Especially if I don't have to clean my own table off, I'll leave something on the table. I don't know if I usually leave 20% in those cases, because if I don't get actual service, I'm not going to tip a lot of extra. Domino's putting right on the box the delivery charge doesn't go to the driver. Really? So I haven't worked at Domino's in years. The last time I worked at Domino's was 1999, and back then the delivery charge did go to the driver. I got to keep the delivery charges back then. That's the mindset of the Eastern old rich lady. So there is a minimum wage for people who earn tips. It's just a lower minimum wage. See, and I think where I'm at, it's the same. I need to look that up. Guest coming in. Right on. I have no idea what MGTOW stands for. Baby fish. Is that cultural slang? Because I don't know that term. Only 5 minutes left. Yeah, three now that I had to go through and catch up with the chat. Let's hit the button, because I'm sure we're going to end up in some cutscenes here. It went to Chris, so I'm just going to hit the button on Chris. I feel like there was an invisible sign there that said, "Meanwhile, back at Castle 3 Castle. If this is the case, there is nothing we can do. This is the weakness of the Zexan Federation. We can't continue to disregard the Council's intentions." That's true, but I need you back at Castle 3 Castle as soon as possible. The Knights can't be deployed effectively without a leader. I'm well aware of this. I'll return after my meeting with the Council Messenger to wrap up some paperwork. Why can't the messenger come here? It would make sense, but this is Zexan. They are a bureaucracy and very stuck in their ways. Huh, what a strange country. You have no idea. I fully agree with you. I will take charge in your absence, Chris. I am counting on you, Lucia. I've had quite a few trying experiences already. You're not the only one. Very well, then. We will be at the Brass Castle. Please, send a messenger if you need anything. We will send word if we acquire any new information. I'll be counting on you. All right, so here we go. We've got Salome, we've got Boris, we've got Roland, we've got Louis. We can't put people in yet, so there we go. All right, fine. That formation works just great. Just great. part of the delivery charge goes to us, but it's a tiny amount that's less than half what it costs you in gas and wear and tear. I have no idea what the delivery charge is anymore because I don't order delivery much. Because back when I delivered, it was $1. The delivery charge was $1 for any order over $20. And if it was less than $20, the delivery charge was 50 cents. All right. I'll leave everything to you, Leo and Percival. Our pleasure. I would love the honor of accompanying you, but Lord Boris and Lord Salome won't let me. Percival. Ha ha ha. Oh, well. Well then, have a safe journey. I, the commander of the guards, will defend the castle during your absence, milady. Yes, I'm depending on you, Commander Cecile. Yes, milady. Once named it Castle Ow Castle? My diet's like my bank account, sweet and low. All right. Well, Louis is our support. Can we go back in? Yes, we can go back in. I'm going to stay at the inn, but I'm wondering if we can just add 2 more random people into our party. Like, we're not going to do that right now, but we'll do that at the start of tomorrow night. Welcome. Going to spend the night? Yes, I am. Well, I'm at least going to save. Look at everybody's level. I am so under-leveled, so many people. Everyone should be in the 50s by now. All right, there we go. And that is it. That will bring us to the end of the stream for this evening. Thank you all very much for hanging out with me. Good conversations tonight. We may have got into a little bit of political territory, but I don't mind that. I hope people viewing do. And if you do, leave a comment and tell me about it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you're still enjoying this playthrough of Suikoden 3 and are looking forward to the rest of it. We'll have an interlude between this and 4. So stick with us. We're going to finish 3. We're going to play something else for just a little bit. Then we'll continue with the Suikoden series. We've got a long future ahead of us. Thank you all so much for being a part of it. Until next time, as always, stay sharp and be excellent to each other.